What's happening? Andy here. I am joined today by Peter Kajawa. Peter is with Service Leadership of ConnectWise. How are you today, Peter?
Great, Andy. How are you doing?
I am freezing my butt off. Happy Valentine's Day. We are in Rochester, New York, and outside of Rochester, a little east of there. Where are you today?
I'm also freezing my butt off, Andy. I'm in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Oh goodness. So yeah, you and I are sharing some dismal weather. Actually, if you can see, we do have a little bit of sunlight peeking through it. It's been snowing on and off all day. So good to see you. Thanks for coming on today. I wanted to catch up. We've been running into each other an awful lot lately, and I thought maybe we could take some time and chat a little bit about service leadership and what you guys do there for ConnectWise. I know you and I ran into each other at the ConnectWise conference in when was that? October, November, down in Orlando. That was the last one that they had, right? You were was that your first one there?
It was my first one there as an attendee or as a member of ConnectWise and Service Leadership. So yeah, that was in November at IT Nation Connect down in Orlando.
So tell me a little bit, tell us a little bit about who is ConnectWise and then the service leadership portion, and tell us a little bit about yourself. You've been there for a little while now. You're still a little new, but you're not quite as new as when I saw you at the beginning. So give us a little background. You're a dealer guy. You go back with us quite a bit, and so tell us about Peter.
Yeah. Thanks, Andy. And by the way, it was great running into you, and it's been fun seeing you at other events since then. So your first question, who's ConnectWise? ConnectWise is the market leader worldwide for IT software for outsourced IT companies, managed service providers of ours, all types of IT service providers. And they provide everything from PSA to RMM to security software. They have a really comprehensive suite of software and work with IT companies that do outsourced IT, ranging from one employee up to hundreds, or in some cases, thousands of employees. So they basically supply the tools that help these companies behind the scenes deliver services to their clients.
And that conference where I saw you, that was no joke. That was 2,800 people with the pandemic still kind of raging on there, and people were still showing up. They handled it actually very well with masks. Some people wore, some didn't, and they had color coordinated wristbands for different things that you were okay with or not okay with. Just an amazing conference, and that was like your third one of the year, right? So you do 3 or 4 of these every year. When we do a nice size conference, there's a few hundred people at it, maybe for the office equipment industry. So to go to something like this with just the youth and the energy, it was just kind of reminiscent of the old BTA days, the old even NAMDA days. If maybe I'll just say I looked at some pictures of my parents. But just a lot of excitement around that area. So and this is where you're working now. So carry on. So I saw you at that conference, and then tell me a little bit about service leadership and how are you guys fitting into all this? Why did ConnectWise maybe pick them up a year or so ago?
Yeah, ConnectWise bought Service Leadership a year ago for a few reasons. Service leadership is known for 3 different things that we do. One is we have service leadership peer groups, and those peer groups meet in person 3 quarters a year and virtually 1 quarter a year. And they're really focused on improving the operational maturity level and the adjusted EBITDA of the member companies. So we're known for our peer groups. And the second thing is we're known for our benchmarking, known as Service Leadership Index. It's by far the most comprehensive, deepest benchmarking book that is out there for IT service providers worldwide. So we benchmark a massive number of IT companies on a quarterly basis, and they put their data into our system. And on a quarterly basis, they get a report out that tells them how their performance financially and in some other areas compares to the best in class in the industry. And for us, the best in class is the top quartile financial performers. And so anybody who benchmarks with us finds out how are we doing relative to the best in the industry and the worst in the industry. We also talk about bottom quartile financial performers and then the median. Benchmarking is also an area that we're really well known for. And then Sleek. Sleek is our operational maturity level tool that allows IT service providers to go in and answer a number of questions, about 300 questions about their operations, everything ranging from how they do their financials to their budgeting to their sales and marketing to their back office, their customer deliverables, and gives them a score on a scale of 1 to 5 and lets them know, we refer to OML, which is operational maturity level, lets them know where their OML is today and what they need to do to get better. And it provides resources such as white papers and videos and other guidance on each of those specific areas to tell them specifically how to get better. So those three things are really what we're known for. In terms of why ConnectWise bought Service Leadership, ConnectWise, really a couple of reasons. One is ConnectWise went big into the community about 4 years ago when they acquired HTG Peer Groups, which today is known as Evolve. And Evolve is the largest peer group organization in the world for our industry. And they put them underneath IT Nation. And so the event that you were at was IT Nation Connect. And you saw, as you mentioned, you saw the power of the community that ConnectWise has put together, the size of that community. It's really something if you haven't been to one of those events. And to go there this time, as COVID is still going, and to see the energy for everybody getting together in person, and just, it was amazing. And so ConnectWise has gone all in on the community because they really believe that if that the rising tide lifts all boats, and if we're helping IT service providers get better operationally and financially, well, then they're going to grow faster, they're going to be more profitable, they're going to be the ones doing the acquiring as opposed to being acquired. And so all these things added together are going to add up to healthier partners for ConnectWise. So these partners are going to need more ConnectWise services to grow their businesses. And just in general, to be close to the community gives ConnectWise great visibility to the community and the needs, how to make their software more responsive to what IT providers are looking for, et cetera. So really great move.
Tell me, it's a great story how they came on board with it, and I'm interested to know, maybe talk a little bit about your background, because you are from our world, right? So you did come from the dealer side. You're using a lot of big words and a lot of things I'll probably have to look up later about the managed services side. We are learning, right? But you did make the jump. So tell us a little bit about your journey. You were in the copier side of it. Now you're on this side, and then maybe if you could talk to, you did discuss a little bit the opportunity, for resellers in the VAR community, but let's maybe take a little more aim at my viewers who are tend to be the copier dealers, and I did see several of them there, some pretty big names that were at that conference, right? And you see them, who they all are, but let's talk about, where did you come from, and then what is it about this service leadership program that fits so nicely in with the dealer community?
Yeah, thanks. I was in the space for 9 years. So my first 2 years, I ran a company called LockNet based up in La Crosse, Wisconsin, that operates all over Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa. So ran LockNet for 2 years, and we did a turnaround. And a big part of the reason we were able to turn the company around from losing a lot of money to growing and profitability was that we discovered service leadership benchmarking in 2011. And so we started benchmarking pretty quickly, found out the things that we were doing wrong and that there were some better ways to run the business. And as we did those things, the company got more successful. And in August of 2012, we were acquired by E.O. Johnson out of Wausau, Wisconsin. And E.O. Johnson was a great owner for us. Really believed in the future of IT for the dealer community. And so they invested in LockNet, and it was a great story. We grew the company from about 4.4 million the year we were acquired to somewhere north of 16, 17 million, but the year prior to me leaving. And so significant part of the revenue and profitability of the company, and And it's really a story of how it can go for an office technology dealership. So yeah, as you mentioned down at Connect, there were a number of large successful dealerships that are down there, a number of mid-size that are successful in IT as well. And the reality is today, if you look at our top quartile financial performers, there are office technology dealers that today are in that quadrant. They're making money today, and they have been making money in IT. They're delivering results to their clients. It's doing all the things that the quote unquote experts have been saying for 10, 12, 15 years now. Unfortunately, the reality also is that there's a whole bunch of office technology companies that are in the bottom quartile for IT performance that are losing money in it today and have been for a while. And they're not seeing things turn around. They're not seeing the customer service, the results there, and they're not seeing the sales team impact that they had hoped for. So they really need to fix some things, and there's some different ways they're going to need to go to market and make some changes to be successful. But success is not only possible, it's being achieved today by the office technology industry, by many companies who've gotten into IT.
So great, a great partner of a lot of these guys. I just, again, back to that show, I was blown away by just the size of it. It's been a long time since I went to a show that was sort of connected to our industry, at least a peripheral to it, with so many people. And then the next show I saw you at was the Executive Connections Summit, and you guys sponsored that. So to me, that shows a bit of a commitment to this industry. There's some things you could do, I think, to show more of a commitment, but you are showing up at the right events, and you were speaking at that event. So why don't you just overview what were you there to talk about? I'll give a quick overview that the event for maybe the two people who are watching this that don't know about it was held last month. It was held in Scottsdale, Arizona, and it brought together some of the biggest names in this industry, in the imaging industry, senior leaders from almost every manufacturer, imaging manufacturer, printer company were there, as well as software companies, vendors like that. And then you guys were one of the two major sponsors. You and Great America were two of the companies that really stepped up and said, this is an important meeting. So you presented, and what were you there talking about? What did you use your time to discuss?
Well, we try to paint a picture of what success can look like and how to get there, and also to cut through some of the techniques, I'll say euphemistically, that the industry's been told over the years are the keys to success. So if you look at the speaker after speaker and consultant after consultant for years has been saying the same things to the office technology dealers, and that is, you got this great book of customers that they trust you, they'll buy whatever you have to say. You've got a great sales team, they can sell anything. You've got great people in your service team who know how to deliver service, and yeah, all of those things may be true, but unless IT is done right and is done in a way that we know works, none of those things are going to actually help you achieve success in IT. And so the message that I had that day was maybe a little bit abrupt, but my feeling, if we're there to speak, we have a limited amount of time. We're there to tell them the way we really see the world. And in our case, it's an empirical view. We're looking at the data that is benchmarking that's worldwide, and we're seeing dealerships all over the country. Again, some doing really well, some not doing well, and we know what differentiates the best in class. So I was there that day to deliver a message on some ways that dealers can get to success in IT.
Excellent. Well, it was a great session, and I did actually sit through the entire thing, took some notes, and that's when we decided.
High praise. Andy.
Well, that's when we decided that it would be a good idea to maybe have you on and maybe take that conversation a little further, to learn a little bit more about you guys. So, it's exciting seeing the convergence of these technologies, of these industries. This is an old industry, and it is in its declining years. So, a lot of companies in our space are looking for, what's the next thing? Where do we go? And for a lot of companies, this is just a natural place to go. Maybe not for all of them, but for a lot of them, this is. And if you are going there, Continuum seems to be the name that just comes up quite a bit. That's a lot of dealers use you guys. I see, I know when I go to the event and I see a bunch of people there that I know from my world that, I'm at the right place. Right. So that's what adds a lot of credibility to you guys is when I see, Gordon Flesch or some of these other guys walking the floor, the big names. And, clearly you guys have their attention. So you got ours as well. So great job at that event. And it's been awesome seeing you at all these things. I'm sure I'll be seeing you guys at something or another coming up. I know I'll be seeing John at a American Co-op event in a couple of weeks. So that'll be nice. I don't know if you're going to that, but John is, so it's going to be a good event. So good to see him there, and we'll catch up. But thanks so much, Peter, for coming on the show today. Do you have any last shout outs, any last message you want to throw out there before we sign off?
Keep the faith. The office technology space is full of so many wonderful owners, so many legacy companies that have been in business, in E.O. Johnson's case, 65 years this year coming up. And you see that all over. There's so many dealerships that have been in business 40, 50, 60 years that have had this wonderful track record. And they've gotten there because they've been so focused on taking care of their employees and taking care of their clients. And so I'd love to see more, this channel be really successful. Again, we're seeing some that are very successful today. But for those who are not, there is a better way. Their success is possible, and so hang in there and reach out. We can help. So that's my message for you, Andy.
Great, Peter. Great seeing you, and we will talk to you soon. Take care. Say hi to everybody out there at ConnectWise, and we'll catch up in the not so distant future. Thanks again.
Will do. Look forward to it. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye bye.